Across the country, in Belize City particularly, gun crimes are among the highest offenses committed. From homicides to robberies and other forms of physical assault, crimes are often carried out using firearms. The prevalence of these types of activities has resulted in the National Forensic Science Service procuring what is known as an Integrated Ballistics Identification System. IBIS for short, was built to speed up the extremely labor-intensive process of matching ballistics information in police investigations. The system was introduced a year and a half ago. Today, law enforcement officers from various government departments tasked with investigating such offenses are attending a workshop geared at solving more gun-related crimes.
In May of 2012, the Government of Canada was kind enough to donate the most recent version of the Integrated Ballistic Identification System to us. We have since been working diligently to populate our database while simultaneously developing our human resources capacity to effectively analyze the products that are gathered from the numerous scenes of crimes. I am encouraged by the gathering here today, which brings together all the relevant stakeholders that will be required to have the understanding and trust in the evidence that our forensic experts will produce.
Centered around a manual titled The 13 Critical Tasks, written by former Special Agent Pete Gagliardi of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the cadre of officers is learning the fundamental approach to the manner in which firearm crimes are investigated.
I know that this workshop is intended for us to look at all aspects of how the IBIS equipment that was kindly donated by the Canadian government to us would assist each one of our units and formations, each one of us as stakeholders in the combating of crime, with the assistance and mentorship of Mr. Pete Gagliardi, who is here present with us to share his knowledge, as you guys have heard.
With nearly 40 years of experience in law enforcement, as well as investigating effective forensics practices, Gagliardi has compiled a list of duties associated with solving firearm offenses. Part of what he has observed, having taken a critical look at crime here, is a lack of trust in the Belize Police Department.
An erosion of confidence in the police and the criminal justice system. Fear is a very damaging thing when it comes to gun violence, and often the fear can be worse than the actual results of the gun violence itself. The other thing I noticed that was interesting is these things seem gang-related here. 20 shots, lots of evidence, most likely left at the scene. Most likely this crime is a retaliatory and repetitive one.
To further illustrate his study, Gagliardi raised the issue of the effect that fear of gun-related crimes has on the economy, in this case the tourism industry.
News 5. A pair of siblings on vacation in the Cayo district was kidnapped. 4 abductors are at large. 2 were believed to be involved in the murder of a Canadian national, Brian Townsend. What struck me about this article was that, as I had mentioned, the fear of gun crime can be devastating to an economy that just conducts the of a country.
According to the Senior Vice President at Forensic Technology, the reasonable approach to investigating crimes committed with firearms is that there is an abundance of information to be gathered, including spent shells, that, when fully exploited, can be used to generate actionable information. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Kaitano.